So what's it like after retiring from MMA and becoming a podcaster full-time now?
You know, through the retirement process, I've really enjoyed just getting to know myself again. You know, for most of my life it was compete, and now just being a podcaster, it's nice, it's less stressful. But then I realized I want the stress, so we're back, boys, let's go. We are headed to Wave JiuJitsu. I am extremely excited. Met Brigham Buhler at the inauguration a few weeks ago, and he invited me out, so I'm gonna get some blood work done, do some stem cells, and overall just have some fun, hopefully get a little healthier.
Right here.
I think I'm gonna do a few specific treatments, and then another one that's like the full,
like the IV portion. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Don't count the chickens yet.
Okay.
Is that a red top?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then I'll get an SST.
We are at Roca HQ with the New Wave Jiu-Jitsu team, Gary Tonin, Jason Rolfe, Gina Morelli, a bunch of guys learning how to cuddle with grown men.
Hold up, wait a minute.
What's your, I don't know, do you have a system of like, that you're like, this is what I'm looking to do in a fight, or it depends?
So there's a ton of different like microcosms of what you're asking about. So like, for example, I have specific things I'm looking for in shoot boxing. I have specific things that I'm looking for on the wall, right? So like in the various areas of MMA, sure, but if you're talking about like just like one specific game plan, I mean the simplest way to put it would be to get a hold of the guy, get him down, and eventually submit him, right? But but yeah, I mean we could talk a little bit about some of that stuff. You want to talk about what most interests you? I mean you probably already come from a wrestling background, so the wall wrestling probably comes fairly easily to you.
I would say like the wall wrestling's easy for me. What I am working on mainly, I would say, is like when I get guy on the ground, so top position, sub finishes. So from either the mount, back, front headlock, like that's where I'm at 90% of the time.
Right, okay. Yeah, so from the back, one of the things that's kind of cool that you could see BJ Penn using a decent amount. You can see a few other guys doing it, but he's probably one of the most prominent. It becomes difficult with like the gloves sometimes to like actually punch the strangling. So one of the cool things he does, he'll get in on the back, right? And you know, you can do different hand fighting tactics, etc. All right, but the main idea here is I'm gonna try to open up the opportunity for the strangle by controlling one wrist, and then the only hand that he has to kind of like defend my hand, I distract him by taking this knee high towards my chest, and then I'm just gonna tap here on my training partner's midsection. The moment he goes to address that, we just go to punch that strangle in, and then we can go to get the finish. And he'll do that from a number of different positions, but it's just like an interesting way to try to deal with it. I could cross grip him too and potentially do that, right? But it's a little harder because this elbow's in the way. So I'd rather usually same side grip, maybe we're hand fighting here, etc. I give him a little bit of a distraction and then punch it.
Awesome work with Gary, who not only is incredible, super knowledgeable in jiu-jitsu, world-class MMA as well. So for me, like opportunity like that is massive, and I really like what he was teaching, some of the systems, some of the attacks, and I'm 100% taking that. I'm going to be using it in my training and my fights moving forward. So really grateful that he was willing to teach me, and I was able to learn from him.
What's it been like training strict jiu-jitsu for the past week and a half down here at Roca?
Man, I've been really enjoying it. It's just awesome to be around a team of world-class competitors. I have that at American Top Team, have that in State College with all my training partners and coaches, but just get a new look, different looks, and get a bunch of different guys to go with is really nice. And every single guy here is the best in the biz. So for me, that's the type of people I want to surround myself with.
What do you think was your biggest takeaway from this trip and the training?
It's just been awesome to learn new techniques and train with high-level guys, guys that are competing in the ADCC, winning ADCC, winning world championships. And for me, that's probably the most fun part of what I do, is just getting to compete with the best and continue to grow and improve. After this, we're gonna grab some food, maybe a little Texas-style barbecue. So pumped about that, and then from there, gonna head over to Wave JiuJitsu, get some treatments. So I'm looking forward to it.
Dude, that's all for you, bro?
I'm hungry. When in Texas, do as Texans do.
Where's that from?
I made it up.
Have you gone to Rogan's Club yet while you were here?
Yeah, we went on Monday. We saw Kill Tony.
Okay, yeah. I usually go on Kill Tony nights,
good.
but I didn't go this week.
It was funny. Most of the people, it was interesting. So their bits were terrible. But then the whole team of the night was like terrible bits, amazing interview. Like their interviews were crazy.
Their lives are train wrecks or whatever.
It was like, this one guy was like this 70-year-old dude, and he told a story about when he was like a kid and he stole a TV out of this guy's. It was like hilarious. It was funny. And then they're just like, this keeps getting more interesting. Terrible bits, amazing interviews. It was funny.
Well, they're ready to rock, man. I have the love Kuya, dude. Their stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So the EEG is just the brain scan that allows us to assess how your neurons are firing. Super cool. That's the one that is in the Aaron Rodgers documentary.
Awesome. Yeah.
And so what it does is, like, as we age or get damage or accrue attrition to our brain, the neurons misfire and create beta waves. So those waves fire to different areas of the brain, and your like recall, memory, ability to act start to slow down. And then it also can cause where people start having like depression, anxiety, sleep, insomnia, all of those things. And so we can tell you, like through this test, how your neurons are firing and how much you're misfiring.
Okay.
Because it will measure the speed and how fast you're moving at the back of your brain versus the front of your brain.
Got it.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah, I'm excited. It'll be good.
It takes, like, what is it, like 30 minutes, 20 minutes? Okay.
Okay.
So you just kind of got to sit in a meditative state. We'll leave you alone in there. He'll hook you up to all of it, and then we'll hit you with stimmies after.
Perfect.
Sweet. Yeah.
Do I look cool?
Dude, you look insane right now.
Brigham said it's 10 minutes. Biggest thing for you is eyes closed, jaw relaxed. Even when your eyes are closed, try not to move them too much.
Okay.
You don't have to like meditate or anything. Just try and not like stress about anything, right? Like, don't run through anything that like you're working on. Just kind of exist for a little bit.
Okay.
Whole point of that is just our brain exists in 4 different wavelengths.
Okay.
Delta, the slowest when you're deep asleep. Theta, whenever you're like falling asleep and someone says your name, like what? Alpha, what we're measuring in is your at rest state. Okay. And then beta is what we're talking, you're digesting information, able to like talk back to me and whatnot.
Got it.
The way I like to make sense of it is like, if your knee's hurting, right, and you're being chased by someone, you can probably run away pretty quickly.
Right.
Even like with the adrenaline going.
Yeah.
That baseline, you're probably like, oh man, that hurts. Right. Same thing with your brain. Like, maybe your brain doesn't always operate the best at baseline, but if you're in the movement, you're gonna kind of kick drive that into it. Okay. So at rest, we're able to see, okay, at rest, you're still kind of lacking here or not lacking here, whatever it is.
Got it. Yeah.
The main difference between here and outside the United States, people think stem cells are illegal in the US. They're not illegal. They're not FDA approved. Okay, and they're not FDA approved because during the Bush administration, they were worried that people would be like aborting fetuses and turning them into stem cells. So healthy birth, healthy mother, pre-planned C-section, we take over the discarded afterbirth, which is the umbilical cord, the placenta, all these cellular goodies. And same thing that they're doing in Panama and everywhere outside the United States. The only difference is we're not allowed to differentiate these in a petri dish. So we're not allowed to come in and essentially, for lack of a better term, expand or clone. They call it expansion. And so you're just cloning the cell over and over and over again to create more cells. We're not allowed to do that here in the US. We just take what nature gave us, process it, harvest it, make sure it has no contaminants or any potential issues, and then that's what we administer. But you're getting literally a plethora of like all of these cellular goodies, cytokines, exosomes, extracellular vesicles, and MSCs, what people are calling stem cells. They're mesenchymal signaling cells. So we'll put those in your body. They'll tell your body, hey, there's an injury over here. And they signal for your cells to show up. As we age, there's a precipitous drop off in the number of those cells in our body,
Yeah.
but then there's also a drop off in the effectiveness of our cells. Our cells begin to decline. So when your cells show up, they transfer their mitochondria, they give them all these little lunch packs of goodies to heal yourself, and essentially for like basically 4 to 6 weeks, your healing is supercharged. That's why a lot of people say it's like, you know, being Wolverine for 4 to 6 weeks. It'll help you heal faster, recover better.
Right.
That being said, the human body can only heal so fast.
Right.
Like, there's only a certain exponential rate that we're going to be able to heal.
Yeah.
But it will absolutely speed up your healing and recovery.
Right.
It's mind-boggling how well it works.
I'm excited.
And what they're doing overseas too works. Like, I'm never here to say it doesn't work. We've just had, I mean, literally like a 90-something% success rate. It's so insane with what we've seen.
She's chilling.
She's a great little
That's
baby.
awesome.
Rare.